Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to start working on the front end. Take the front end off. We already took most of the screws out. Well, we didn't have them all out mainly already. So 2.5 millimeter and a couple 2 millimeter screws. And that should be it for the front end. Take out all your screws there. And front end should just pop right off. Like I said, first thing I'm going to do is clean this guy up. Make it look all pretty, like Raz Schifrin shipped it to us. And we are going to set this off to the side. And then we are going to tear this down next, guys. Alright guys, we had to change some batteries there in the GoPro, so we are going to continue working on this bad boy. So we're going to break it down so we can get the diff out. We'll check the diff fluid, put different springs on the shocks, which will require us to pull them bad boys all the way apart. And we are going to put the new Perfect Pass springs on and the new Perfect Pass arms on. So we will get all that done. And I do want to stand corrected on one thing on the differential and the Perfect Pass differential. I put the wrong screws in there. I put the long ones in there, and I should have had the short ones in both of those. So that was my bad. I just wasn't thinking about it when I did it. So try to get the pin out of here. Alright, take the pin out. See if I can find something to get a hold of this a little bit better. Get the pin out of here. I need a better pair of pliers. This is the one thing I hate about these Arrma, stupid pins. Alright. Got our drop shock back. Okay, that's both shocks off. Take a look at our diff, and you can see there's diff oil all throughout here, so it is definitely leaking. So we're going to finish pulling that apart. 2.5 millimeter up here in the top. Alright. Takes care of that part. Next, we're going to take our diff cover off. For 2.5 millimeters. And yeah, that's why I got to replace screws all the time, guys. And then we're going to take the sway bar off. I know I took the screws all the way out on the back, guys, to show you just how you do it with the front by leaving the screws in there. Take your diff cover off, and then rotate your differential, and Voila, diff is out. So we will go back to that part in a minute. First, we're going to clean this diff up. And then we will open it up, replace the grease in there, or the oil in there, excuse me. And again, these are infraction gears. And there is a Allen wrench right there that once you fill these suckers full, you can open it up to relieve the expansion. 2mm. And there's 4 screws. And see if there's any fluid left in this one. Alright, pull our cap off. And she's dry. So once again, we'll get out the trusty vacuum. Take our 500K. I'm going to squeeze that stuff out. Squeeze it in there like that. Just going to let it sit just like that. Put it in our vacuum. You hear it pull down on the vacuum, which is a really good thing. We'll let that sit for a while. Like I said, you have to let it run for 20 minutes. It'll pull that fluid down in there. You'll add more fluid. Do the same thing. And keep going from there. Alright. We got our perfect pass stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the box. Where's my razor blade? Or on the bag, excuse me. Very nice quality. I mean, amazing. Very nice. Again, got the little Perfect Pass logo in there. Pretty cool. Your top arms. And the packaging that this came in is pretty darn nice, guys. I mean, it's packed, small packs inside the bigger packs. Well protected, and so it won't get scratched up during shipping. I wish I could prevent them from getting scratched up during the runs, but that ain't gonna happen. Alright, so we're going to grab our spacers here and go ahead and pull them out. Actually, I take that back. We're going to loosen the arms up here first. Then we'll grab these little packs and see if we can get them all on at one time. I guess not. So, go ahead and take this out all the way. I'm going to turn this off, let that sit. Alright, pull this out. Take your spacers out of that one there. And we are going to take this arm off. Okay, and if you note how that arm goes, there's a little bump up there. So kind of a little same thing there. Put a little, not a lot, we're going to put a little bit of Loctite on this here. Okay, and we'll put this back together. And let's see what kind of spacing we need here, guys. Yeah. Pretty much just a big spacer in the back there, guys. And you could probably tighten that down to get a little without spacer. I'm not going to do that at this time. I'm just going to see how I like it that way, and we'll go from there. We're going to take the 2mm screw out of the back here for the sway bar. Go ahead and hit the other one on the other side. Once we're here, pull those out. And we're going to hit these two. So we can get to our pins. And take out our bottom. Okay, so we're going to pull out our pin there, and then we're going to put our 2.5 back on. Take our bottom arm off, a little Loctite, and let's see here, which arm goes over here? It'd be this. Oh, can't be. Yeah, it is this one. Okay. Make sure we got the right one. Okay. And we will put our pin back in there. And that side is done, minus putting some of it back together. Okay, we're going to rotate this bad boy this way. And we will take the bottom arm off over here. Okay, take your bottom arm off, a little Loctite on there, and we're going to put our Perfect Pass arm on there. Okay, put that. All right, so we got this. Put our 2mm back on. Put our front plate, or front mount on, excuse me, for the front of the car. one 2mm in. Another one in. That's all good and tight. All right, we'll put the last piece on here. Okay, take our arm off here. Your shims out of the way. Put our new arm on. We're going to take our biggest shim, stick it on there. That's perfect. And again, we're going to, last but not least, screw in the top arm a little Loctite. And here we go. Alright guys, I had to pause there for a minute because I put the arms on backwards, but we got that straightened out. And then we'll have to redo it all on camera, but you guys got the idea. We put things on backwards sometimes. Alright. Next part we're going to need is going to be our new unit for the inside here. And we're going to set that in there. We're going to tighten it all down. And we're going to check, make sure there's no slop in it. And we're going to give it a good tightening. And we'll go give it a quarter of a turn. Tighten down the other one. There we go. That is done. And your trident shaft fits in there perfectly. Those ball bearings are going to rotate, and it's going to stop it from burning up that front ball bearing right behind here that is famous for burning up. Okay, take our extra parts, put them in a parts bin. Austin 3D prints these, by the way. Very handy, so if you're working on a project and you've got to clear off the workspace for somebody else, you put your project up there and you put all your parts in the parts bin, which is really nice. I'm sure he might sell them if you guys are interested. They do stack up. Pretty cool. Takes about 24 hours to print them. All right. That's it for the front end, other than differential. Put a little bit more fluid in here. Well, maybe not out of that bottle. That bottle's pretty much done. Yep. both these bottles are pretty much empty. So I guess it's time to go get some more at the hobby shop. All right, put this back on our fancy suction tool. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we put our sway bar link back on, but we'll wait on that. We'll wait on our differential, we'll get that done. The shocks, if you can see them, that's because of an internal limiter that I have on these. The only way to get these apart is you gotta take the shock apart, take the nut off the shaft, and let the whole thing compress so you can unscrew this to get the whole spring off. So we're gonna start working on that. First thing we're gonna do is uncompress the spring, decompress the spring. All right, get our shock tool. Grab our cap, unscrew our cap, get us another shop towel. Thank you, Mason, for the shop towels. Well, it's real nice if you have a little container you can just dump all this oil in and let it just sit there. However, every time I have a container sitting up here, I spill it. So I don't do that. All right. And now is a good time to talk about oil, what shock oil you're going to put in here. So whatever is your choice, it's up to you. Pardon the dogs. They're obviously chasing a ball up and down the hallway. I don't know if you guys can hear them barking in the background or not. All right, so as you can see, there's the nut down in there. I'm gonna take that nut off to get this to decompress all the way, and then I can get the spring out and put the new spring on there. So I gotta go find a 5mm wrench, and I'll be back, guys.